Welcome to 91 Reasons, a pop culture fueled rocket into the far reaches of nerd culture. Featuring your hosts, Jeff, Rachel, Luna, Austin, and Josie. It's Tucker time.
The rain is coming. The rain is coming, Rachel.
Storm Watch.
We're on Storm Watch. So far, there's no sign of Halle Berry, but we are on Storm Watch. Did you get that reference?
I got it.
You know, what is that?
Halle Berry. She played Storm.
Oh my God.
She also played Catwoman.
No one acknowledges that.
But are you impressed? Yeah,
I'm impressed.
Right.
Yeah. You know your Halle Berry movies.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. We're waiting for the weather to change, the rain to come. But we want to talk about, we went to two events over the weekend. I opened Knott's Berry Farm. Then we went to an event. Then I went to another event the next morning. And then I closed Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
So it's me, it's Jeff, as if you couldn't tell. I'm here with
Rachel
and
Austin.
And Austin's playing his video games.
Yes.
Yes. Real excited
He
to
hasn't
be
looked
here.
up from the Wii one. That little Wii U thing.
Wii U? You gotta go Wii U?
It's a console, the Wii U, yeah.
It's a console, the Wii U. Okay. So, Saturday night, we drove down to the middle of nowhere, Los Angeles, right?
The barracks.
It was like all industrial
Yes.
warehouses because we supported Chris Gore on Kickstarter, and we support Chris Gore in whatever he does.
Go, Chris Gore.
Chris Gore is resurrecting Film Threat, his magazine from the late 80s, early 90s, of which I was a fan of and have issues of.
I'm more of a G4 Chris Gore
Yeah.
fan.
Which era of the Chris Gore are you a fan of, Austin?
G4.
G4, not the
Yes.
My Big Fat
We're the
Independent Movie
newer
Chris Gore?
I love G4.
Yeah, so he's relaunching Film Threat as a website, and he had a very successful Kickstarter campaign, and this was the culmination to thank everybody. It was a big party held at the barracks in Los Angeles, which turned out to be a skate park where you could, how do you describe this? Like if
warehouse.
if Disneyland had a skate park, it would be the barracks, because it wasn't just an empty pool or ramps and all that, or benches and all that.
It was a fake city.
Yeah, it had a fake 7-Eleven, a fake ice cream shop, fake apartment building.
Fake
so
Subway.
that way you could skate, but also get the general feel of annoying regular people, because that's what skaters want. It's not enough to just skate. They have to know that their skating is annoying you as you try to get into 7-Eleven, right?
Right.
That's what it was. But it was a really nice party. He had lights strung up, and he had tubs of ice water, water bottles, and tubs of PBR,
Yeah.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. There was an open bar serving vodka drinks, and there was a lot of really nice people.
Yeah, we mingled a lot.
There was a step and repeat to take your picture in front of. And Rachel and I just sort of stood there, and people came up to us and were like,
That's what I said. It was really weird. People just came up and talked to you.
"Are you in the film industry?" No, I work at Knott's Berry Farm. I can't talk to you anymore. Goodbye. No, it wasn't like that
they
at all.
were not like
No.
that at all.
No, we met a girl that reminded us of Barb from
Deborah.
from Stranger Things. Her name was Deborah or Debbie.
Yes.
And she was a teacher, and she was the kind of person who, she introduces herself and then she just keeps talking. Hi, I'm Deb, and I moved here, and I have a son, and I don't know, and it was always.
But I liked her. I'm kind of like already having like depression that I'm never gonna know her.
No, we
I
don't.
can see being friends
No,
with her.
we
If you're
don't-
out there, Deborah,
We don't know Deborah.
we need to know you.
Chris Gore was there, of course. He was mingling and taking pictures with everybody. There was a live webcam, was live on Facebook the whole night, which is funny. Gave us a nice plug for the show. There was a VIP lounge, which we
were not part of.
We didn't have VIP.
No.
David Dirks did. Our friend
I
David
saw
Dirks.
him go in. I was a little sad because I think they had some sort of food in that room.
We saw Sean Merrick. Now, Sean Merrick was the producer of Pod Crash, Chris Gore's podcast. And he's the guy that made it possible for me to perform up in LA at the Improv and do the Don Berg live show. So it was cool to see Sean there. And just a lot of...
that guy from New York, he'd only been in California for like 10 days. He was interesting.
Yeah. It was
I
a lot
never
of
recall his
really
name, though.
nice people there, really cool people. Rachel had a fan meet her in the bathroom. That was nice.
Wasn't a fan. She didn't actually know 91 Reasons or anything, because we do get that. But no, this was a chick that just flat out was hitting on me.
Yeah,
Like-
just like,
And
hello.
so much that when I came out of the bathroom and went back to Jeff, I said, okay, let me explain, because I have a feeling she is definitely going to come over here.
And she came right over.
like within 5 minutes.
And then we saw Norm from Horror Buzz.
Yay!
He
Norman.
was wearing his Horror Buzz T-shirt, which I didn't wear a 91 Reasons thing because I didn't want to promote my own thing, and I realized in hindsight I probably just should have.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that it was really cold.
Oh my God, it was a warehouse, and it was freezing, not cold, freezing.
It was really
Nobody
cold.
took their jackets off.
No.
Like, I was in my big Mickey Mouse polka dot fur, winter jacket the entire time, but I think it's probably a good thing because I got more compliments on that jacket.
Yeah, people liked your jacket.
Than what the outfit I would have had on underneath. So I guess that was a good thing in my case.
So we want to thank Chris Gore for throwing a good
Thank
party.
you, Chris.
It's always good to hang out with Chris. He's just a really nice, cool guy, and we wish him much success on his film threat endeavor. I can't imagine what it's like to dig up that much archive material and somehow get it on the web. That is a huge undertaking. You know what? It's comparable because I have a box of letters from my father, and I have procrastinated on scanning those for years. And here Chris is going to scan years of magazine material. So I don't envy him. It's going to be a huge task for him to do, but I think when it's done, it'll be a really cool thing because Film Threat was a really good alternative to the slick produced magazines of the era where they were just there to promote the movie. They weren't giving any critical analysis of the movie.
I've heard of Film Threat before we knew Chris Gore, before I connected it. Like, I've heard of that. I wasn't a fan. Or
Well,
I did know
I
of
knew
Film
it
Threat.
because I liked movie magazines, and also because Chris Gore directed the Red movie, the Tube Bar movie about Red and getting phony phone calls, and he devoted a whole issue to it. So of course I had that issue because I'm a huge fan of the Tube Bar and Red, and I know Rachel loves
Oh,
Red.
yeah. You can hear me chiming in.
Yeah. You don't like Red?
No. But I like Chris Gore.
This
so.
is Red. The Tube Bar. Hello, Red.
I remember the first time I saw Chris Gore was on the Comic-Con floor in San Diego, and this was before we knew him. And he walked by us in his little green army jacket that he always wears.
Uh-huh.
And I literally was like, oh my God, it's Chris Gore. And I stopped him for a picture. And he turns and smiles and gives us his little, Chris Gore pose. And I have that picture today. And that was before we even knew who he was. Isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah. That's just one of those things, We met Chris through the Season Pass podcast. Doug Barnes and company invited Chris to crash Season Pass. And I remember the day they're like, you want to meet this guy, Chris Gore? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And Chris and I just sort of took over the show and turned it into Star Wars talk.
Well,
and
you two are one. You're very
yeah,
similar.
we're very similar. It's very
He
creepy.
always calls you his husband.
Yeah, it's very creepy. So, again, we went to the party. Welcome back, Film Threat. They were filming a documentary that night called Film Threat Sucks. So, when we have information on when you can get that documentary, we'll let everybody know. But check out filmthreat.com as it continues to build. There's not much there now, but there will be very soon. Chris is on Twitter at @ThatChrisGore or @BatChrisGore, or you can find him on Facebook as well. And same with Film Threat. And we went to bed and got up early, and Sunday morning went to where?
Comic excitement.
It's a brand new
First
convention.
time ever.
First time ever. LA Convention Center. The most exciting part about it was there was no traffic, and we got there in 25 minutes
yeah.
at the most, and we're parked. It was amazing. And we got there a few minutes early. And we found the place to line up for press because we were kind enough to the owner was kind enough to give us press badges, which is why we're doing the show. And when we checked in, he didn't ask, whoever it was that gave us our wristbands didn't ask for ID, just gave them to us, which I thought was a little odd.
Yeah, but they weren't set up like a regular convention. It wasn't like badges and here's a list to check the names for the badges. It was literally one of those, like, you buy at Party City, tearaway green, generic, they didn't even say anything, wristbands that they flipped over for Sunday to be the white side. Like, there was no process in this. It was just, Okay, you're here. Here's your badge. Here's your wristband.
We walked over to the door of the convention, and I asked the security guard if we could go in, and he said, "No, don't until 10. What time is it now?" And I said, "Well, it's 47." And he looked at me as if I was speaking an alien language.
Because you were. That's not a time.
But I was. You must know the hour. It wasn't.
I don't think he
8
did.
a.m. It wasn't 7 a.m.
I don't think he
We'd
had
already
any idea.
crested. Like, he knows what time.
You would think that because in 10 minutes the floor is going to be open, he needs to know that.
And I said 47, and he looked at me like I was crazy.
He told you were crazy.
Yes, and I'm like 9:47.
That helps.
I said,
yeah.
"Oh boy." And then so we walked away, and Austin, are we allowed to talk about that guy?
We made a friend.
You can talk about it, but I
So
rather not.
Austin went dressed as Fox McCloud from Star Fox.
He made a friend.
As soon as we got our wristbands, this guy walks over, and he's probably 25, 26, and he goes, "You're dressed as Fox McCloud from Star Fox, aren't you?" And Austin goes, Yeah, I like the game. It's cool." And the guy goes, "I like Nintendo. Did you see the Switch is coming out? I saw the thing about the Switch and all the games that are coming out, and they have these games that are coming out at launch. And they're gonna have all these games, this Mario game." And I swear to God, he didn't stop talking for about 15 solid minutes.
Oh, we were very polite to him.
We were polite, but we walked away from him. We
use
said,
the restroom.
we
We had to
said,
use
we
the
said
restroom
thank
to
you,
go on.
and we walked away. We went to the bathroom.
He followed us.
He followed us. He stood at the bathroom and just talked a little louder. Do you like the game where they have the game in the game? There's a game with this. They have that one game that has that thing.
And he followed us.
And then he followed us some
all
more.
the way back to the door.
And finally, like we were like, "Hey, it's been great seeing." Austin was like, "It's been great seeing you," and Austin walked away. So he just looked at me and he went, "So do you like the game with that game, the Nintendo game, the Switch,
so
the
then
Switch?"
you got
And I just looked at him, and I looked at Luna, and I actually started laughing because, like, I wasn't making any bones about how I was not interested in talking to him, right?
No, we were over the top friendly, which is probably our downfall. 'Cause
But
we
I
are
but
very
but
friendly.
I gave him a blank look, like, I think we're done, and he just looked at me and went, "So they have this game, and then you go to
Some
the game,
people
and then
just
you go to the game,
don't
and
wanna
the game,
stop
and the game, and
What can I say? We're interesting.
so finally what happened was the guard came over and said we could go in a couple minutes early because we had press badges.
Right.
So
They weren't ready
we
for
made
that.
a beeline for the door, and he followed us to the door.
All the way up to Mr.
Star Fox,
Security Man.
Nintendo, Mario, and we went into the convention and thought, okay, we'll lose it. Okay, we'll lose him in the crowd, and we're laughing because
We were the only people.
we were the only people there.
I mean, there was a handful.
By the time
Maybe.
now,
By the time we left.
we were there from 10 to noon. We saw
we made
everything
it that
3
long.
times, and there was attendees about 40.
Oh, I think you're exaggerating.
I'm trying to be kind.
Okay, yeah, 40. There was at least 40 people.
About
there.
40.
Are we including like vendors?
And then there was about 40 vendors.
Oh, was there that many?
So everybody had a vendor to themselves.
It was 3 aisles. 3 short aisles.
3
They
aisles.
weren't even like full of convention
mostly
size.
artists trying to sell their stuff
Which
desperately.
is our favorite, so I don't mind that.
Yeah, I don't mind that either, except you need a variety so that you're not feeling like everybody's giving you a sales pitch.
Everybody was giving us a sales pitch. I felt like a piece of steak being paraded through. Like
Right.
everybody was like, "Let me show you what I got. Please let me show you what I got. Let me just show you. Let me show you this."
Right.
And then you're like, "Oh God, I gotta buy from him because he's not gonna get any other sale. There's nobody here.
And-
I'm his only sale today."
And the whole time we're doing this, we're also conscious of the Nintendo guy hovering around
us.
making sure he doesn't come
Don't
up
make
and
eye contact.
the
Don't
game,
make eye
the
contact.
game,
That's all I told the
Nintendo
kids.
Mario, the Switch, they had the Switch, they had Mario's Fox McCloud. So they had weird stuff there. They had a personal helicopter that you
Right.
could sit in and take pictures. They had a hover bike you could take pictures on,
and a giant spaceship.
and a giant inflatable space shuttle.
Was that to advertise the kids' party place?
No, that was to advertise the Space Center where you can go see the real one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I kept seeing little flyers on the tables about kids' birthday
Well, you
parties.
can have your birthday there, I imagine.
Oh, okay.
If
I
your
think
kid's
that's what
into
they
that.
were there promoting. Because that's the only flyers
So
I saw.
there were 3 rows, and we got there at 10, and most of them were not open.
No.
Which you know what? I don't care how bad the convention is.
Right.
if you make a commitment,
You should be there.
you need to be there when the con opens, ready to go. There were people by 11 o'clock still arriving and setting up, and that's irritating. Look, you're not taking it seriously. Why should I take it seriously?
Right.
That's irritating. So we made the best of it. We walked the aisles twice or 3 times, just trying to what can we see here?
Yeah. We were desperate for a con. Desperate.
So before we tell you the only highlight of it, well, there were 2 highlights.
There was a couple highlights.
Yeah.
And we met some great vendors that
Okay,
we've seen before.
Who is Eastern Downpour Tiffany Ho? We bought
me
stuff
see.
from her. She was the first one we bought from.
Oh, this is the one that Austin, is this the one you guys like? You got your button from?
Yes.
Yes, and we've seen her she's an artist, and sometimes she's at her booth, and other times she has people working it. They are going to be at WonderCon. She herself said she wasn't going to be there, but she has someone working her booth for her. So, Austin, what can you say about them? Because you know her artwork and what she does.
They make buttons and cell phone charms and prints, and they're all handmade of various fandoms and
They
licenses.
look anime cutesy to me, is kind of the look.
But the licenses are all over the place. There's video games, there is animes, but there's also
Oh, yeah,
a lot
because
of
I
other...
recognize the button of the guy you were dressed as.
Yes.
The little fox guy.
McCloud.
Right. So
It's everything.
And
But
Luna bought some little charms that hang off his phone, and you bought a couple buttons, but I didn't
Yes.
recognize either of the fandoms you guys bought for him.
Well, they're all the characters are in a unified style, but they're all from different things.
Right, because her art all looks like it could
Yes.
be the same show. That's what I'm saying.
It's unified.
No
even
matter
though
who
No, she has a style.
She's
Yeah.
a style.
Yeah.
If you actually go to the source material of those characters, they do look very different. And I can appreciate that they all look the same. So if you went to her booth at every con, you could get...
You could collect
Yes.
different lines of things you enjoy.
And
but
it's
they
cool
all
that they have
the
a
same
universal
look.
style.
That's
a
what I'm
personal
saying.
style.
Right.
And it's all hand-drawn, which I
She
can
didn't have
appreciate.
any styles that I liked, so it wasn't for me. But you guys buy from her every time. We always tell her how much we like her, and I'm sure we will be shopping at her table again at WonderCon.
Yeah. We also
Did
saw...
you plug her, who she is, how to find her? We're supposed to be doing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eastern Downpour Tiffany Ho. She's on Tumblr and Twitter as eastdownpour.flavors.me. Okay. There's a QR thing. You can't do anything
No.
with that.
Okay.
We also saw Gizmo Forge. This was the company that had all the Legends of Zelda props.
Yes, I wanted to get some prices and stuff, but they weren't open.
They weren't there, so...
Oh, I was just going to say, I feel horrible. I don't remember this table.
They weren't there. Their stuff was on display. But
Which
there
one was it?
They had the big mask of Majora, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see.
But they weren't at
the
their
table.
table. You know who was at his table?
Who?
The guy blurring the heavy rap music.
Yeah, I didn't really
They were
care
happy
for
he
him.
got there on time.
Yeah.
Great. T-Turtle. That
I
was
love T-Turtle. Let me talk about T-Turtle because they do other events and they have been growing. I've noticed the last few cons that their little one single table has grown to like a 2 or 3 section. They do adorable T-shirts, all kinds of things. Like they had a Lydia Deet shirt, that says, the unusual line.
Right.
I was just impressed. They have all lines. Like you can look through their catalog and pretty much everything they've made into a T-shirt, and they sell really cute socks for $10. Like you could get gamer socks and socks with cute little characters on them, and they're made really nice and they fit even men's feet because Luna loves cutesy socks, But he's a big person, and it's hard to get socks that fit men's size that have like Pac-Man on them or something. But they do. They have cool stuff. And here I'll let you plug T-Turtle. And they will be at WonderCon. I checked with that as well. If you're going to be going to
T-Turtle, Turtle.com. Easy.
right?
Yes. I don't understand the sock thing.
I love the character socks.
I don't have any
and
need
our
for
kids
socks.
are big on character socks. We've always bought
Yeah,
character socks.
I don't understand the
You're
socks.
the only one not in on that
I
coolness.
don't get it. Austin liked this booth, Mad Masks.
I did.
Cosplay
Yeah,
masks.
They had some very nice cosplay masks. None I'd be able to afford, but if you're all looking for some high quality stuff, they
And
definitely
it's
have
because
it.
they're made of real leather. They were really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, they're about $40 a piece, but if you're doing a cosplay, they
have
looked really
the one,
nice.
Austin, what's that one that's popular right now that everybody would want?
Miraculous Ladybug and Cat Noir.
Yes, the
Yeah.
ladybug.
All right.
Are they? I don't know. Are they going to be at WonderCon? Did you ask them?
I did not.
I didn't ask them.
And you've given them information?
They've been at every con we've gone to though, and they were at WonderCon last year, so I can assume they will be there again.
Okay.
This was lady. She was there. Her name is Brittany Braun.
And And Brittany does skirts that are
Yes.
made homemade, and you can get TIE fighters on your skirts. You can get all that geek love that you have, Harry Potter prints. She had quite a few that I like. She even had like zombie prints and monster prints, and her prices were not bad for a homemade item. I would definitely buy from her. She had a good range of sizes. She had some other cute little necklaces and trinkets on her table. And I've seen her skirts before, so I'm not sure if she was at the other conventions, but I mean, she has a unique look to her skirts, so I'm pretty sure she has. And you could probably find her at WonderCon as well. And then her information is here. She has the tiniest business cards I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's
I have to hand it to Chuck. I
takes
can't even read them.
2 business cards to make a business card that's actual size. You can find her on Etsy, and her shop name is Skirty Birt, SKIRTYBIRT.
See, I expected her to be Etsy, and the name shows exactly what I said.
Yeah.
The skirts are her market. That's what she does. They're very cute.
All right, we also saw, this is T Turtle again.
I like T-Turtle.
This is Aaron Schwartz. He makes Harry Potter wands.
Oh, I loved him. He was very friendly. He makes every single wand by hand. Every one is unique, never made again. They're all numbered. They all come with his little letter of authenticity. It's very cute what he gives out with them. He also sold little leather holsters that can snap onto like a belt,
Yes.
or can go over your arm to carry your wand in it. His prices were high, but not when you think about the fact that he's making them himself. They were $30 to $55
It's
a
sad to
wand,
say,
is
but
what I'd say.
at a legitimate con, you wouldn't think twice about his prices.
Okay, you're probably right.
But at a con like the one we went to, where there's nothing to buy, you're like, I'm not spending $40 on a wand. But at Comic-Con, you'd go, it was only $40.
You're probably right.
It's all in the presentation. And the problem with this con was everybody, and no offense to anybody that was working it, everybody seemed a little desperate.
Yeah, everybody
And that's just the
was.
way it goes, because there was no
And you
foot
know what?
traffic.
I would have been the same way. I mean, I work my, off at a WonderCon or wherever we have a table to sell our books. It's a hard job to do that. It's a hard thing to do. And that's when you're having hundreds of people pass by you.
Imagine if there was no flow.
Oh, if I only had 1 or 2 people, you better believe I'm going to reel them in, and they're going to hear the entire book series and everything about it.
Right.
And they're going to get the hard sell before they leave my table. So I get it. I feel for them that they have to do that. And the ones that do it, it's really hard to walk away from that table without buying something.
Yeah. So you can find him, Aaron Schwartz. His company is called Central Curios. On Twitter, Central Curios. Facebook, you name it, Central Curios.
I'm going to add him on Facebook.
All right.
Really liked him.
We've seen her at a few cons lately.
She was hilarious.
She had a pretty big table.
Yeah, she did.
It's some sort of real life relationship comic.
Right.
She wears the costume of the main character.
Which is nothing.
And it's called The Adventures of Golden Ass.
She's in a gold, and it's not even a skirt, so I'm not going to call it a skirt.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, if a garter didn't have the little things hanging from it, and you were wearing it as a skirt with fishnets, that's what she wears.
Yeah, and we've seen her at a few cons really pushing this, so this is her dream.
I love that her shtick is, it's called Golden Ass, and it's a huge ass on all of the little postcards and stuff.
that's the thing.
And she's like, straight to the kids. Let me tell you, you're gonna date one day. You'll need to know these things too. Like, she was not like, this is family friendly. I'm making it family friendly.
The problem with her product is that it's not a comic. It's on Amazon Kindle.
Right.
So that would be like you sitting down in a booth trying to sell downloads of my book.
Right.
It wouldn't go.
It would be very hard.
People would go, there's nothing tangible.
Right.
I need to hold it in my hand to buy it. So check her out on Amazon Kindle or go to www.theadventuresofgoldenass.com. That is not a joke. Okay. We also saw a guy that we met at Kamikaze. His name is...
we like him.
Oh, hold on. It's got to be in here somewhere. Here it is. Story by Darren Henry. I'm pretty sure that's who it is. Yeah, Darren Henry.
Yeah, that is who it is.
He does a Archie and Veronica sort of takeoff book called Super Suckers. and the imprint is from Sitcomics, and the gimmick is that he used to write for Seinfeld and Futurama, and now he writes a comic book, and it's about basically what if Betty and Veronica became vampires. It's very cute. It's jokey. He was there with his daughter, really trying to sell it. It's got good, clean, crisp, full color art, so that's really nice.
She was maybe 7. And she was selling it as good as he was. She's definitely going to be raised knowing that con lifestyle.
So we actually bought the comic.
Yeah, because you had bought one at a previous. So
yeah,
you
bought
were
it
getting
at
number
Kamikaze.
2 at this one. And
right.
he was excited that we knew it and bought it and that we were back. We know what that's like. When people come to our table and they're there to get a new book that they've already... That's amazing.
It's what you remember.
You know, and we told them what we do, and you gave this little girl a 91 Reasons sticker, and she went running to find us on another aisle after to show us she was proudly wearing her 91 Reasons sticker. They're very cute. I will be looking for them at the next con for sure.
Right.
Gotta get issue number 3.
Right. So we walk the aisles.
I think Carl might like that. Carl, make sure you check out what is it?
Sitcomics Super Suckers.
Because he's a comic guy. He likes the vampire or anything creepy, monsterish. So he may like this tie over.
Yeah, you
really,
can go
like
to
really cute.
Sitcomics.net or Facebook/Sitcomics, right? Facebook.com/Sitcomics. So we walked the aisles. We saw a few people starting to set up. There were two booths selling toys. It was pretty sad.
Yeah.
There was a big cosplay stage that the day before had a big cosplay contest. But the day we went, there was a fashion show at some point.
Was 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 cosplayers.
Yeah.
Well,
the day we were there.
The first day had a very large cosplay contest. It was a 3-hour.
I hope it was larger than 7 because they gave away $10,000 in cash.
Well, Mom, it was 3 hours of costume viewing.
Gosh,
It
we
was
definitely
huge,
went on
yeah.
the wrong day. I'm a little bummed
Well,
about that.
the fashion show was also 3 hours.
I mean, the 7 cosplayers that we saw were amazing. That pinup girl, what was she again with the parachute?
Yeah, she was Batgirl from the DC
Oh
Bombshells
my goodness,
line.
props to her. And even the Wonder Woman. You see Wonder Woman pinup a lot.
Yeah.
But this one, she could have walked off a poster. She was gorgeous.
Yeah. And then the other thing, they had a few celebrities there. They had...
They had a lot of tape. They had one full row of maybe
Right.
20 tables.
But most of them weren't there.
But like 3 people of the 20 were there. The day we
Sam
went.
Jones was
Literally
there.
3.
He's the headliner. He's the guy who played Flash Gordon. Nichelle Nichols was supposed to be there,
Her
but
table
there was
was
nobody
there,
there.
but there's
They
no
had
one
some
there.
cosplay girls, but the cosplay girls were committing the ultimate anti-fan sin.
Yeah, there was 2 of them.
They were eating.
They were next door to
and
each
they
other.
were talking
so
to
they
each
were
other.
talking to each
So
other.
when we walked by, they didn't even look up.
No.
And I felt like, make eye contact, say hello. I might buy a poster. I buy all that crap. These girls couldn't care less. Their breakfast burritos and their conversation were much more
Out of
important.
obligation. I don't think they were there.
Well,
to sell
you
anything.
want to make a buck? You want to make an impression? You don't know. I might have been the son of some movie producer. You have to be nice to everybody. You never know who's going to be the one to get you the in. That's what I tell Rachel when she's selling the book. I don't even care about selling books. Right. It's about the one person who comes up and goes, here's my card.
And that's why I give everybody that comes to that table a full speech.
Most people at this con
because the few
couldn't be
movie
bothered.
guys that have come to the table have been to me. I always
Yeah.
get them.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't pull that card out and tell me who they are until after I've told them.
So you've
about
heard the
book.
pitch, right? What is the story here?
And I'm like, God, I'm so glad I gave such a good one. I'm so glad I gave that extra detail. And even though I've lost my voice, I'm so glad I talked a little longer.
But the good news was Carla Perez was there,
Yay,
and
Carla.
she played Rita Repulsor on a bunch of episodes of the original Power Rangers from the 90s.
Right.
And the funny part is I went to high school with Carla. So we were standing there, and we didn't
I
want
didn't even see her when I first walked in.
Well, I saw her. I didn't want to bother her.
I didn't know that. Okay.
But we were standing there on the last aisle, and we hear, "Oh my God, Jeff! Oh my God!" And it was Carla.
I didn't even know who it was because I didn't see her on the way in. I'm all, that lady's waving to you because I didn't have
I said,
too
"That's
far.
Rita Repulsor."
So my eyes are all messed up and I couldn't see that far. I didn't know who she was, just that someone was waving to you until we got closer. And then I'm like, oh, that's who that is.
Yeah, because you knew Carla too.
Yeah, I knew her from elementary school. She was friends with my nieces, Carla and Carlos, her twin brother. But I don't think she even remembered them. I mean, that was so long ago. And she said she'd switched schools a few times.
Right.
So somewhere along the line, I had a connection to Carla.
And then she said...
And then when you said you went to high school with her, I'm like, oh, I know her too.
Yeah, then she said she auditioned for me at college level for one of my plays, and I didn't cast her.
Well, she said that you wanted her to do some
That's
gyrating
right. Yeah,
on stage,
yeah.
and that her mother would be in the audience of that show, and that she was not comfortable with that role, so she pulled out.
Right.
And we instantly looked at each other and knew which role that was.
Yeah, it was Dance the Skeleton.
Yeah, because that's right when I met you. That was the first thing I ever seen you do. I don't know why I stuck around after that.
Yeah, that was Dance the Skeleton.
It scared her off.
Yeah.
Why didn't it scare me off to be your girlfriend?
It was a good show. It was funny, but I didn't direct it. Joe directed it. Joe Harris.
Oh,
I only starred in it.
Yeah, so she didn't do it, but
Yeah.
she remembered it, and we stood and talked to her for quite a while, and she was one of the few that had like people at her table.
Well, yeah. Well, she's...
She is.
If you grew up watching Power Rangers as a
the
kid,
original.
you knew Carla.
Right.
So she has
I felt
a
bad.
fan base.
I was like, there's people at your table, and I mean, there's so few people at this convention that I didn't want her to lose.
Oh yeah, no.
them.
I turned her and I said,
Few sales she might get.
we'll catch up another time. Go make some money. I totally get it.
And we did. We already heard from her, which I'm so excited. She will be coming on the show very soon in February. Watch for that
We have
episode, early February.
We have to make her do the "I'll get you, Power Rangers," whatever the voice is, right?
Of course.
I didn't watch a lot of Power Rangers, but I do know Rita Repulsor.
I do too. I remember the costume. I know what.
Yeah.
I know who it is. I just.
Power Rangers, man.
Yeah, I think I just was too old. I'd already left that stage.
Well, I didn't watch that kind of stuff, but I would buy the toys and resell them. I'm not crazy.
Oh, the original
Those
Power
triangle
Rangers.
Box Power Rangers, man,
Remember
those were
I got
big
on a
bucks.
kick? I had to have all the pink and yellow girls.
Yeah, Kimberly and Trina.
Yeah.
Trini. Now Trina died. You know, the
really
Yellow
what?
Ranger died in a car wreck.
Did not know that.
And Amy Jo Johnson was on Felicity, but I don't think she's worked since.
Maybe we could get her on the show then.
Do you think that the Power Rangers will have a comeback with the new movie?
Oh yeah, no,
Yes.
not a comeback, but they'll be very popular at the cons again.
Yeah.
Because it'll be every time that happens, the old guard gets a bump, and that's the best thing, right?
I wish I liked the show. I just love Power Ranger costumes. I think they're so sharp looking. Like, I don't know. I've always been attracted
You
to Power
couldn't wear
Ranger.
that helmet though. You'd get so
No.
claustrophobic.
I like to look at people in it though.
Yeah.
And I always want to buy the We Love Fine t-shirt that looks like you're in. That's been on my list forever, and
my
I've never
God.
bought it because I wanted us all in the family to
But
wear
you
one
should
of
wear
a
a
different color.
Rita Repulsor one.
I should, and have
Yeah.
her sign it now, right?
Yeah, there you go. So she'll be on the show soon. And then the other thing that happened was we went and sat down to try to regroup to figure out what we were going to do.
Whether it was worth walking that floor that third time or whether we had seen it all.
Right. So we sat down, and some guy bops over, and he's a total shyster salesman guy. And
he was really good.
he was slick. He had his whole
Really good.
sales pitch down to a T. He wore a shirt that had helmets on it. Who can identify these helmets while I draw this picture?
And then
who can
Yeah. guess the picture as I draw it first? One to guess it wins the picture for free, and I won it. And then he went into his next bit of, well, let me see. I could draw all of you as Simpsons for only $5 a person. Well, let me start with Dad. It's only $5. If you like the rest, we'll keep going down the line. If not, you just do Dad. So for $5, you got to try it, but there's no way to not continue to keep buying them. He makes the page ready, set for a family picture. So Dad's clear on one side, waiting for the other family members.
Of course.
So if you only bought Dad, it would have looked weird anyways. You had to keep going, Which Dad was the worst out of all of them, so I'm kind of surprised that we did. I think the reason
He made me look like Guy Fieri.
Yes, I think we kept buying him because he got better with each person. So I was like, wow, keep going. He's
Well,
getting
the
better.
funny thing is we've already been Simpsonized.
Yes.
Chris Gore brought a Simpsons artist with him the first day I met him, and he did me and Luke, Luna, and Austin.
Right.
And
a huge size.
Yeah, they're really, really good drawings. So it wasn't like this was the only chance we ever. And Noel can do this too.
One of our best
but,
friends.
Here's the thing. I'm a sucker for people who work their butts off.
Me too.
And this guy,
especially artists,
he was working it. He had it down cold. He
could be on the street corner asking for money, doing nothing.
Oh yeah, no, he gave us a show.
For someone that's gonna come up and be like, "Let me earn my dollar." It reminds me of when I was a kid. We'd go to Knott's Berry Farm, and I didn't have the ticket money to get in on a Saturday night to dance, but I wanted to be in there more than anywhere in the world, and I would literally Me and my nieces do Shirley Temple on a good ship. Like, we would entertain people to get money in a hat to get us in. Like, that's hard to do.
It's better than just give me money.
And it's better than just give me money. I'm just homeless. I just have no life. I just need your money.
No, this guy, and the best part about it was he was doing it all without trying not to get caught.
Yeah, because he would have been thrown right out.
And
I get that too, though, because these people pay for those tables.
Oh yeah, no, he was. So I told you he was from the story began with the shyster bopped over. That's how the story began. I'm usually
that sucker at that table that had to scrape to get that money to sell those books to people. So why should Joe Schmo be working the food court?
But to be fair, so I walked the floor enough to know that there was nothing I wanted to buy.
Right.
So that money was going back in my pocket. And, I looked at it as we have a funny story to tell on the show, and I paid for the funny story.
And the souvenir.
Which goes hand in hand with the funny story. So that was, we paid the guy $30 for the drawing.
Which was a discount, because after he got, everyone's saying, wait, that's 5 family members times $5, it doesn't add up. But you have to understand. So he did the whole family member. I'm ready to give him our $25 or whatever. And then he gives us the next bill. I mean, he kept going.
Oh, I know.
For $40.
He was going to color it in.
I can card it. I can color it in. I can add Springfield in the back. And I'm like, okay, dude, we're really wanting to help you. We like to help an artist. Yeah. But 40 is a little more than what we can do. And
it was like Billy. It was like having Billy Mays in your house. So, but wait, there's more.
Like, okay, but wait. What if we do $30? I don't color it in, but I add Springfield, and I still give you the protective sleeve. I'm like,
and I was like, that's fine. I already had 30 in my head. Yeah. I wasn't going to ask for change.
Right, because that's what you had.
Right, so. I know what people...
Gonna tip them anyways, type of thing. You might as well just let them draw Springfield and get us out of here.
You give the guy at Hollywood Boulevard $5 in the Chewbacca suit.
Right.
So this was the equivalent of that times for the whole family.
Hey, again, mad respect for street characters, because that is not standing on a corner just asking for free money. They wear those costumes.
No, that is standing on a street corner and demanding the money.
No,
we work for tips, lady.
Right, Austin? They make you have memories and photos, which are my favorite thing of a vacation.
We met the fake George Clooney Batman.
We did
from Confessions of a Superhero on the Vegas Strip.
He was amazed we knew who he was. Yes. I know that chin anywhere. And we also met. How many times have we met Spock?
Oh, the Vegas Spock.
Spock. But at conventions, he sells his autograph for like $25.
So we decided to leave the con. We were out by 12, back in the car, and we went to Chris and Pitt's.
Yay! Best part of the whole day!
And it's funny because Josie had a good time. Luna kind of had a good time. Austin was miserable. He does not like...
at the restaurant.
Yeah, at the restaurant.
Oh, yeah, no, Josie doesn't eat steak anywhere but Chris and Pitt's. She gets what I get, because that's how I am. I'm not a steak eater, but Chris and Pitt's is like my steak heaven.
Oh my God.
She ate her whole steak and half of mine.
But we got to hear Austin's needs for his future wife. She needs to drive a car, to be understanding.
Oh, and do good math.
She has to be good at math.
All the things he doesn't do so they will equal out. So if you're out there, lady.
I need someone to complete me to make us the ultimate being.
And not mind his costumes and move to Seattle. Right? Is there anything I'm missing?
No, I think you got
costumes,
it. I think you got
smart. She has to drive you because you don't want to drive.
Well, he told me this. If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, then you should call him.
She has to make a mad cup of black coffee like her mama, right? Just like your mama?
I can make my own black coffee.
Oh, I don't need a wife to do that.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You don't need to make the coffee.
He only perked up when we're talking about him.
We can sip black coffee together.
Oh, sip it together. In Seattle, while it rains.
To be fair, at that point, I felt like the guy at the bar who's just so drunk and depressed about his life.
Yeah.
Because I was at Quiz and Pits, which is the most depressing place on earth.
God, how are you, my child?
He was drunk, folks, on garlic bread.
That's the only thing he'll eat there.
Even that, though, is really stale garlic bread. I'm eating it because I'm desperate.
Oh, my God, are you crazy?
Everything at Quiz and Pits is bad.
Fine. It will stay Mommy's restaurant. That's okay.
It can stay that way. I don't like it.
Because then I go out to dinner and I don't feel guilty for not taking you because you don't want it anyway. So that's like my favorite place to go.
Austin's given us his list for the perfect woman. And it reminded me of that Depeche Mode song.
Oh, this was funny.
So I go, I want somebody to love, share the rest of my life. And I stopped singing. The guy at the table across the way goes, oh, keep going. I was having a good time with that.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious because he was like this total like gangster guy.
Yeah.
Like like the low rider, the Raider hat. You're not expecting him to know Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
And he was digging it. He's like, yeah, I like that song. Play
was
that
pretty
song.
funny.
See, keep singing.
So no Kristen Pitt for you, huh, Austin?
No.
Never Kristen Pitts. No, I don't recommend it to anyone. I say it's expensive, it's dirty,
Now,
it's gross.
You
Not
say that.
dirty.
You say that you have tried everything on the menu almost.
I have tried
Chicken.
this. Oh, let me explain.
Oh.
I know the list. I have tried the steak multiple times, well done and well. Both times I tried it. The bread and the fries in the sauce, didn't like either. Steak sauce I didn't like. Tried the spaghetti and it was terrible. Tried the soup and it was terrible. Tried the chicken and it was mediocre.
Wow.
I've had it all. Something different every time. A new level of disappointment every time.
Do you know that I've never tried anything else?
Wow.
So I really can't fight you on those except the steak because I have the same thing I've been eating since it was on the kids' meal. I just moved up to the bigger size in both the
May I
salad and
recommend the pasta spaghetti noodles with chili on top?
I just don't know how anyone...
He's ignoring that.
I'm good. I don't know how anyone could possibly spend that type of money when we've had bad service before, we've had the order wrong before, it's gross, it's old.
No, I've never had bad service there. That's my favorite Kristen Pitt
We've
thing.
had terrible
You were talking
service.
about that one in
Whittier.
Whittier, and you know what? You're right. That is a horrible location. You don't get that same feel. The Bellflower Kristen Pitts is nothing but amazing waiters and waitresses that have been there forever. They know my order. They give me extra bread. They up my salad size. They're amazing. I love them all.
I don't know, I'd rather go to Norm's.
Ugh. Only on Valentine's.
I know, it's some yearly tradition that I think we should break.
Why?
Yes.
Valentine's is coming. You get to go soon.
Yeah, but let's go to Norm's more, you know? It's like,
No,
every time we
I
leave
save it
Norm's
for
on Valentine's Day, I'm
Valentine's
like,
Day.
oh, another year without Norm's.
He's right. That was the last time we went.
Yeah, and the time before that was the last time we went. And the time before that,
How do the Norm's chicken strips measure up?
they are some pretty good chicken strips. Some of
I
the
go
finest.
by salads. The way he measures up chicken strips is how I measure up salads. Very
Norm's
picky
also
about my
has,
salad.
Do I get a vote? Because can we go to Hooters or
No,
Tilted Kilt?
we tried that.
no.
The food wasn't very good.
It
And
wasn't.
the waitresses were actually too clingy.
Yeah.
They want to sit down at your table and
They're
move
trained
in.
to
I'm
be
like,
nice
go
and friendly.
away, chick, and let me eat. Just hula hoop in the corner, please, and leave me alone.
It's
Right?
bizarre, yeah. And it's way too sports themed. It's really sports
Yeah, we're not a
heavy.
sports
We're not a
family.
sports family.
That's why we go during Comic-Con. They're all dressed in superhero costumes.
But then you're at Comic-Con, you're wasting your time at Hooters.
No,
Oh, my
well,
God.
we can't go
That's
to
the only place that serves chicken
Dick's
strips.
Last Resorts. They've closed it now.
Thank God we were saved.
Because that was one of our regulars.
We're
for
gonna have a better
superhero
Comic-Con
costumes.
already.
Where are we going to eat, Austin?
Hooters.
Where are we gonna eat? 7-Eleven, you know.
7-Eleven.
Comic-Con.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
At Comic-Con, you have to learn to adapt to not much food and not very good food, because what else are you going to do, you know? There's nothing available. You have to live
That
off
is true. It's one thing I hate about Comic Con. You would think a city that big, there'd be good food. If
No.
anyone has food ideas for Comic Con, we've been 20 years now.
Pack it.
We've tried everything. I've found nothing that's lived up to the price. Nothing that's been worth it.
Hilton was the only
I mean, sometimes we'll go to Subway and get a Subway because that's not far
long
off.
line, though.
But there's nowhere to eat. You're eating on literally the dirty ground of San Diego.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There is the Hilton Kitchen. You should mention them.
Which one is that?
They're
Oh
really
no,
cool.
we love the outdoor.
Yes, this
the
is
one
the
where
one
you walk
location
up
we
and
will
get
do.
the food. That is a Hilton, right?
Yeah, that's a Hilton.
Yeah, so Hilton has a to-go lunch, and they have these guys that work out there in kind of barbecue style with the little tent over them, and they serve hamburgers, hot dogs, and pizza.
Right. The problem, though, is that, again, by the time we finish, a family of 5, it's $40.
Well, that's going to happen anywhere.
$40.
The only reason that's worth it is because you know it tastes good.
Yeah, it does taste good.
And it's something everybody in the family will eat. So you're not running around the town looking for 5 different places. So they know us. Like, literally, they know us every year. How many
So I
years in
think-
a row do they,
Right.
oh, you're back. And they always give us, like, little private, like, there's no seat there either. But they have these little, like, benches in the back that's
Yeah.
supposed to be for employees. And for our family, they're like, oh, you guys can sit there.
Yeah.
They always let us.
So I think we should, instead of going all 5 days to Comic-Con, we only go 3 days, and we go 2 days to Chris and Pitts.
No.
What do you think, Austin?
I'm okay with that.
See, your mom's okay with that.
I'm against that.
You're against
'Cause
that?
I've managed to live off of my Starbucks. That sentence messed up. That sentence completely messed up. I've managed to live Comic-Con off of Starbucks fruit drinks successfully.
That's right.
Oh.
The strawberry refreshment.
Strawberry refreshers and pedicabs in your set.
Yes, all I need.
All right, right. We're going to wrap it up, folks. Congratulations to Film Threat And congratulations to Comic Excitement Convention for getting their first year under their belt.
They're going to get big and huge. I just know it. And we're going to be able to say that we were there from day one, but it was a little mini con of nothing. I can't wait.
And the Nintendo games and the Nintendo Star Fox and the Switch. And you can take the Switch with you. And they have
what
the
if he
games
goes to
at the launch.
WonderCon?
We go to WonderCon and they have it on your
he'd
table.
remember us.
And we have the
He's
guy
gonna
with
look
his Fox
for us.
No, WonderCon's too big and...
Well, we could at least lose them easier.
Oh my god.
Right?
The Nintendo game and the Star Fox.
Oh, but
and
what
the
if he comes to
video
a con
games.
we have a table at?
And just find your table and take a seat there like
He would
Bupkis.
never
We just
leave.
sit there all day.
We already have one of those.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of those.
Yeah, but... Oh, well.
Anyways,
Wrap it up.
2 big events this weekend. We're exhausted, and there's more to come. We went to Disneyland yesterday. What's wrong with us?
We are just on the go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go take a nap.
No, we have a guest coming over. We're doing a podcast in an hour.
We just did a podcast.
We're doing another one.
I don't want to do another one.
We're back to back tonight, baby.
Okay, well, thanks for tuning in. I am the voice. I am Jeff Tucker. I am joined by
I'm Mrs. Voice.
Mrs. Voice. I like that.
I'm
Hey,
Rachel Tucker.
Mrs. Voice, how you doing? Mrs. Voice. Hi, Fonz. And who are you?
Austin?
And over there, Luna. And over there, Josie. Hi, it's me, Josie. I'm in the drawing of The Simpsons. I'm wearing a fur hat of an animal. Oh, that's great, Josie. What are you into? I'm into American Girls right now. Yeah, well, so am I. That's great. Not those kind of girls, Dad. The dolls. You're going to take me to the American Girl doll store. I am? At the Grove. Oh, that one, yeah. We're going to get a doll and have lunch. And that sounds great. That sounds great. When is that? Now. No, we're not going now. We have Gabe coming over to do a show. I'm going to cut you. No, don't cut me. Oh, my God. Oh, stop it. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Check out my new book, The Ice Temple. Book 4 in the 6 Key series is now on Amazon. Book 4. Am I crazy? Yes, I am crazy. There's one more book to go. 5 books in the series, and I am finished. What will I do then?
Write more books.
I will collapse in a heap. So check that out. Check out our YouTube channel, Silent Bob Stash. We have YouTube videos up. We're going to start making our own content this year.
Woo,
How
God.
exciting is that? Yeah, we're branching out. So once again, thanks for going with us to the Chris Gore Film Threat Sucks Party.
And
Rachel's looking at me strange because I'm talking slow.
You're talking weird, and you're zoning into space.
I'm zoning
I don't know what
off into
you're doing.
space.
And
Yeah.
don't forget to check out The Foxtrot on YouTube, my newest channel, which will be uploading discussions and various reviews. It's going to be neat. And check out foxtrot-reviews.tumblr.com for your almost daily dose of toy reviews.
Yeah, look at you
go
branching out.
Austin.
And we do all this separate stuff, but when we get together, we are a podcast called 91 Reasons.
Thanks for listening. By Graham Thar's Hammer. We'll be back with another episode. Live long and prosper. May the force be with you. So say we all. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey there, Timmy.
It's Bobby.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Were you ever a child?
No.
Well, then do we have the podcast for you.
Wow, gee willikers.
Here at Turning Back the Pages podcast, we strive for excellence in children and young adult literature. We read and give in-depth reviews and overviews so that you know what's going on in the book and you know what we think.
Bark, bark, bark. Shh, calm down, Brian.
Who names their dog Brian?
I do.
That's just lame.
Oh, sorry, Brian.
Turning Back the Pages podcast has been rated by top scientists.
Yes, I am top scientist, and I agree with this statement wholeheartedly. Now, where's my check?
So, Timmy,
It's Bob.
I don't care. You should check us out.
Oh boy, where can we find you?
You can find us at the Ace Podcast Network, along with several other really fabulous podcasts.
Like what?
Go and have a look for yourself. And remember, Timmy, keep turning those pages.
I'm trying, but the pages are hurting my hands.